finally learned how to say her last name. I've been mispronouncing it all this time. This is Zoungy Kligge. I said it right?
Perfect.
Thank you. And I met Zoungy through Goggleworks. I think that's how I met you.
I think so.
But Zoungy is very unique because he is a full-time artist who supports himself solely by artwork. Graduate of Rhode Island School of Design. And he teaches a lot of art classes at Goggleworks in many different mediums. He teaches painting, drawing, plein air painting, watercolor and gouache. Mixed, do you do mixed media? No.
Yeah.
Mixed media. Ceramics, glass.
Gee whiz.
He also teaches at Yellow Springs. And
So if you
yeah,
want to learn something, find you.
a real Renaissance artist.
That's great.
Nice.
And he's award-winning. I don't even know how many awards you've won. He's,
I can't count that.
he won a big award at
Oh,
the
that's
big
great.
plein air. West Reading has a big art plein air event. Well, it's getting to be nationally known. People come from up and down the whole East Coast, I would say.
Just to you.
There was
No, to be
To be
in
To be
it.
in it.
To
there
get
was
juried
people
in.
from
Wow.
Louisiana and Texas and I think those are about the farthest
And
away.
New England. It used to
New
be all
England.
local people, but they worked very hard to make it a national event. And it's pretty hard to get in. Hardly any local people get in anymore, but he doesn't. He wins awards for pen and ink. Last week, this summer, he won his award for a pen and ink drawing, so multi-talented.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you. Should I take it from here?
Yes, please.
All right, so I think this series is called Masters of Art. I was starting to say to you in the parking lot, I don't know if I'm
I
a
think you're
master, but
I think you fit the bill
all right.
for master.
I teach a lot of things because I just like trying things. I like figuring out a lot of things. I think we're all probably that way. Even if you don't know how to do something, if you were asked, does anybody else teach here
Yes.
sometimes?
Yes.
So if you were
Different
asked to
things.
teach something that
Yeah.
you weren't really familiar with, you might just say yes, because you want to figure it out, right? So I think that's how I end up in that position. I just keep saying, sure, try that out.
And what did I get myself into?
Yeah. I almost took a job down in Philadelphia at a place, at like a charter school, and they said, we want you to design a program around experience design, user experience design. And I said, I don't know anything about that. And they said, that's fine. We think you'll figure it out. So I didn't end up taking the job, but I built them a whole curriculum for a year,
Oh, that's great.
and then didn't take the job.
Well, what is experience design?
Yeah.
So it's an umbrella term for how it really could apply to anything where a consumer or a user of a product or a place or a brand, how do they experience
you
that
get
thing,
out?
right? So, for example, this gallery space, so part of the user experience could be, what was it like when you parked? What did you see at the building, did you know
How
how to
did each part of
navigate?
it
Yeah,
affect you?
how was it coming down the steps? What do you see when you come in?
Oh, okay.
Or it could be a product, like, what does the labeling look
Well,
like?
they do that when they're promoting, before they
Yeah,
do testing on,
Yeah.
packaging.
yeah, it's like branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll show you some, feel free to ask me questions at any point, but supposedly I'm going to try to draw an animal today, so I'll show you some things that I've drawn and painted already. And I thought I would kind of focus on Florida, so I've got my Gatorland shirt on here. Anybody ever been to Gatorland, Florida, near Orlando? It's fun. It's only $35 to get in, so it's way, way cheaper than the big parks, and it's just different. So 3 years ago, in November 2022, some friends and I went down to Orlando for a watercolor retreat, a plein air watercolor retreat, with Aaron Blaze and Ronnie Williford, who were two guys who were really good at drawing and painting animals and nature scenes, and they both were also animators for Disney. If you ever heard of Beauty and the Beast, Stitch, Mulan, all those things, those are some of the films that these guys worked on. Brother Bear is not one that a lot of people know, but when somebody knows it, they go, oh, I love that movie. So Aaron was the director of that. But we went down there, and there was an unusual thing happened. which is that there was a hurricane in November in Florida, and so we ended up evacuating the campgrounds that we were staying at, and then Aaron and his business partner had to figure out where to put 30 of us, and they put us up in a hotel. They took care of it, and we ended up spending the week sheltering from this storm in a hotel and painting from pictures. So Aaron and Ronnie were the two teachers down there, and Ronnie asked myself and my friend Benji, who is Swiss, if we would come visit him someday. And so now it's 3 years later, and Benji and I took him up on that offer. So I don't know why we were treated to this, but Ronnie and his wife Paula kept us for a week, and we just hung out with Ronnie and talked about art and art history and painted with him. So this is one of the paintings that I did with Ronnie while I was down there, the gator.
Beautiful.
Is that watercolor?
This is, yes, this is all transparent watercolor. So I don't know if anybody else struggles with this. I struggle with trying to kind of keep my technique spontaneous and not controlling it too much.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah, and not overworking. I feel like you're good with doing that with alcohol and
Oh, with alcohol.
things like that. I'm not as familiar with your watercolors, but I bet you probably are also.
And so,
This is, I was kind of feeling like
Oh,
Wyathy,
wow, it's
you know,
pretty
when I was doing this.
photographic, yeah.
that's amazing.
Wow.
So this was fun. Ronnie,
That's transparent watercolor.
this is all transparent, yep.
So explain what transparent watercolor is.
What
For someone
transparent?
who, I have no clue.
Sure, so there's gouache and there's transparent watercolors. Transparent is just the regular watercolor.
Okay,
So the transparent regular watercolor technique is you can see, just like colored glass, you can see through every layer.
okay,
So
so
anything-
layering.
Yeah, so anything that you've done, you're going to see it through subsequent layers. So
Okay.
typically you put light colors first, and then you can cover them with darker colors.
Right, okay.
If you had a dark area like this and you wanted to return, let's say you wanted to put a bright orange pumpkin up here, you wouldn't be able to do it because you're going to see this dark color through the orange.
Okay,
With gouache, which is the opaque version, you could
okay.
bring a bright, brushstroke on top of the dark. So this is all transparent. So any place that's light, you have to paint
Do
around it.
first, okay.
Yeah, so anything that you see that's white in this painting is the absence of
Mhm.
color.
Yeah,
What weight of paper is that?
This is 140 pound, and not all 140 pound watercolor papers behave the same. But,
That behaves very nicely, so.
so this is pentalic, and this to me is some of the nicest paper. I think it's 100% cotton, I'm not sure, I don't remember, but it really holds up. And you can see this one here, I filled this. This is filled with paintings, and you can see that there's very little buckling
Yeah.
of the paper.
I see, yeah.
Okay, so this is a pentalic aqua journal. And then here's another one here. This is Gruber Wagon Works. It's not an animal, but this was kind of fun. Anybody know Bruce Pottstown, who was the writer for The Eagle?
I do.
He's a guide down there. He's from
Reading.
From Reading. So I was having a workshop down there, and part of it was we had a guided tour from Bruce Pottstown, and he had so many interesting things to say, and I realized that we were running out of time to do the painting, so I had to have a more spontaneous approach with this one. And so what I did was I actually painted there was no drawing. I just went straight in with paint. Did my best to get kind of the proportions and little markers and indicators of where the different objects could be. And then I kind of tightened everything up with pen.
now are these considered studies by you? Or
Yeah.
you'll then make a bigger one off of something like this, or they're just practice?
They're just, to me, I just think of them as their
Learning.
their own kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
learning, it's a final,
But it's not the big piece you're going to
it's
work on.
journaling,
Yeah.
I'm writing things. I might develop some of these into a bigger piece, but usually I'm doing these for their own sake.
Right, right,
Yeah.
it's a learning experience.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
thanks. Hurricane. So this was a very spontaneous style of painting,
Yeah.
and it kind of helped me. I was forced to work faster.
We're leaving.
Yeah, so at this point, we had
Be
been
back.
kicked out of the park, but we didn't have somewhere to go.
No.
So
So
we
you're just standing there.
yeah, so we went to the it was like a gated community of Aaron's brother-in-law and business partner, Nick Birch. And it was, Springs, it's the Springs area of Florida, so we were kind of gathered around the Springs and just painting, whatever we could see. And then the first arms of the hurricane started coming in, and you can see I slammed the paper shut. You can see it's stained here. So those are the first waves of Hurricane Nicole that are stuck on my paper there.
It's enshrined in your book.
Yeah. This is an example of one where it's a little overworked, I think, it's kind of
Oh, that's beautiful.
trying to
Zoungy,
figure it
can you
out.
show that and show me your face?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sure. This is not a watercolor painting, but Aaron Blaze, I told you he was an animator at Disney, so this was the desk
Kind of neat.
that he used when he was at Disney. When he was animating Lion King, he carved a lion's face into the wood of the desk right here. And then wrote graphite into it. So that's what this little dark blob is right here in the corner. It's representing that lion. He was so welcoming. So we ended up at his house because, like I said, we didn't have a hotel to go to yet. Nick was on the phone the whole day. And when it was around dinner time, he said, "You guys must be hungry. I've got good news and I got bad news." Good news is we have hotel rooms secured. Somehow they did it within a few hours. Bad news is they're not going to be ready until 9 o'clock tonight. So we're going to go to Aaron's house and have a pizza party. Is that okay? Yeah, and everybody goes, "What?" Because this was the artist that we all came down to see. So yeah, that was his animation desk at Disney, which is in his house now. And he was really welcoming. He didn't care. He said, "Yeah, run around the house, look at whatever." I felt bad for his wife because I could see in her face, it was this mob of 30 people running around, and she's just going like this. She was the food service person for this trip because she's a restaurant manager, and she had to move food for 3 meals a day for a week for 30 to 40 people. She had to move that food out of that campgrounds into her house.
I went to her house.
And figure out where to put it and everything. So she was tired. She was a real trooper. There was a moment where we felt some secondhand embarrassment for some people. Somebody had a beer, and they put it on top of Aaron's flat files that had his original artwork from Disney. He didn't care, but we could hear her in the next room saying, "Guys, can you..."
Please watch where you put this.
Yeah, she was real nice about it. But, I worked on this on and off
He's pretty.
for 4 months, I think.
Kingfisher,
So
right?
what's that?
Kingfisher?
This is a blue heron.
Blue heron.
Beautiful.
So I just decided to go real slow on that one.
That's watercolor also.
Yeah, this is mostly transparent. I had to cheat a little tiny bit. I lost some of these white spots in here, and I put them back with the gel pen.
That's okay.
I did that too.
I always told my students, I said, if you want to join the Watercolor Society, you're going to get in there with the loop tool. And they're going to uncover it, it'll be a big scandal.
Can you erase can you erase anything or?
So when you're working with transparency, you can do a technique called lifting out, where you can go in with say a springy pointed round brush, and you can
Peel.
You can go in and kind of soften and dissolve. You can target and soften and dissolve the paint like this.
Okay.
And then take a dry, clean towel and press.
Damp, okay.
And then lift
Remove,
like that.
okay.
And then you can go back and clean the brush, dry it off, go back in. So that's called lifting out. But you'll never get it all off.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And some paints are more staining than others.
Do you know what I use? Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Yeah.
Did you ever try that?
No.
They're supposed to take anything off the
Have to
wall.
be very careful, you can rub it very
Yeah, because
gently.
they're big, you have to tear it off.
Well,
and
no,
make little
cut a
pieces.
piece. Yeah, make little pieces.
I never heard it on clothes.
The way
I'm gonna try
you,
it. I don't
if you
know.
rub too hard on the paper, it will lift off the top layer of paper.
Sure.
So
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to do it very gently, but it does take the paint off.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
good for walls and paint.
So these
Markers.
are a couple plein airs
Oh, mine,
from,
look at those.
these are both from
Wow.
historic Yellow Springs.
Wow.
So these were class demos. This one we tried to paint in freezing temperatures. Has anybody done that with water media?
It's freezing on you.
So it was 33 degrees,
Oh,
and
God.
we didn't end up needing to put, so you can put vodka or
Right, so it
alcohol.
doesn't freeze.
Yep. So we tried that out in the studio, and it's interesting because has anybody done that? It changes
Using the
the,
vodka?
yeah, it changes the look and the way the paint interacts with the paper, and it looks more like an alcohol marker. I
We
think.
had a little workshop, Perks Art Alliance had a little workshop last year at a meeting where we painted with whiskey. It was called Whiskey Painting.
Oh, I heard
It's a
that.
group of
You
people
get to
called
drink
Whiskey
too?
Painters of America. Well, not after you put your.
So, but you were out in the
brush-
cold?
No, it was in the fall, we did it.
Oh, okay.
It was September last year.
You were there, yeah,
So you were using whiskey instead of water?
instead of
Yes.
water. Mhm.
And to turn the watercolor into like an alcohol line?
No, because you're using watercolor paint.
Right, but,
Just the
but
fluid,
with the
fluidity.
whiskey, doesn't it
Creating
make it look like an alcohol line?
No, nothing, no.
It didn't really,
I didn't like it.
I didn't feel like it changed it that.
The finished product looked just like a watercolor,
Huh.
although I thought it lost some of its luminosity.
What was it supposed to do?
I really
Just
don't.
to
Dry
have
faster?
fun. Just
Dry
to-
faster, maybe.
To try something
It's
different.
I think it
alcohol
was
dry
just-
fast.
I think some
A little hippo
men
guy?
Ooh,
did
we
this
don't
at
have
the bar.
to worry about the evaporation in the water.
Oh, what is
It
that?
dries quickly.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
you were asking about mixed media, so this is ink, watercolor, gouache, gel pen, acrylic.
Way to go.
Whatever you felt
all
like.
Way to
kind of-
go.
all
Were you
kind
up
of
close
stuff
to
in
that hippo?
No, so Aaron, the guy that ran these workshops, his son Dustin is a really fantastic photographer. And so he's got, online, he's got these reference packs that you're, so if you're interested in painting and drawing animals, it's Dustin Blaze is his name. And once you get one of his reference packs, you're free to use it in whatever way you want. You just can't resell the photos themselves.
Sure.
You can't like print out the photos and then sell the prints. You can do any adaptive work. So that was based on one of Dustin's pictures. And I just did this down at Yellow Spring. So this is pen and ink. And the color is actually gel pen. So I'll pass this one around, but it's kind of interesting. If you look up close, the gel pens, they're like fluorescent colors. But because it's on the tan paper, the gaps between the hatch marks
Sure.
and the crisscrossing of the complementary colors
Sure.
reduces everything in chroma.
How archival are gel pens?
I don't think that they're archival. So that has,
Or
um,
light fast, or whatever the term is?
if it's in a book, so anything that's in a book, you don't have to worry as much about light fastness because it won't be exposed to light.
See how much you use.
But as far as just longevity, I don't really know that gel pens are made for that. I know alcohol markers, so some of the gray tone in there, it's not anything, it's alcohol markers. That's not archival, so any kind of alcohol markers usually is not archival. And then
You'll be
I've got,
wrong, I'll be dead and it'd still be there, so.
I've got India ink in there, and I've got white, like a paint marker. which is
I
probably
will not,
gonna
but I want to go like this.
Go ahead.
You wanna pat it?
No.
You can feel it, there is a texture to it from
You would
pressing
get from
in.
the hash,
Yeah,
hash marks.
This is
Gel
great
pens come in
paper,
different
Jean.
colors.
yeah, I have a huge pack of this.
She is a paper person,
She's a paper person.
Little bird in watercolor.
Oh, wonderful.
Who was, Martha, do anybody know Jan Martha Ressler?
Uh-huh.
Up at the Art Plus Gallery, so Martha is the director of the gallery. But we were just talking about, this is a rose-breasted grosbeak, which very rarely do I ever see. But when you see one, they're so striking, because this is brighter than a cardinal's red.
Wow. Ooh.
He came to my house two or 3 years ago for a
Grosbeaks.
couple weeks and then left.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we've had them for a couple of years in a row, and this year I did not see any. But we did have a lot of lightning bugs this year. It was a good
See, we didn't
lightning
have
bug year.
one.
Really? We had so
We
many
had
this year.
few.
So hopefully I'll hop over to drawing something in a second, but here is a lesson on value that I do.
I
So
like that.
cows, the black and white cow is kind of like a classic thing. So sometimes I'll do this lesson with students where we try to find the masses of dark and light and so black, white, and gray, basically, on a cow. And I say, try to do this in about 5 minutes. Try to get the whole area covered in just a few minutes, and then we can refine later. It doesn't have to be accurate up front. So hopefully I'll be kind of thinking that way today. And here's An owl, anybody have one of those plastic owls? That's
Yeah,
supposed to scare
Out by
this-
my garden.
We
we
put-
have,
Yeah, they put them on boats to keep the birds from
Yeah.
doing their job on the top of the boat.
We tried it out to scare squirrels, and we saw a squirrel climbing up, and he was chewing on the,
Well, of
chewing
course.
on it.
They'll chew on anything.
because it's not moving. It's, has to be moving.
Wait, what's the other goofy one?
This one here?
Yeah,
That's a copy of David Wiesner's Three Pigs, so I think he went to RISD also, or he maybe taught at RISD. And he's won the Caldecott Medal at least twice, I think 3 times, which is really hard to do. Has anybody ever read his version of Three Pigs?
Yeah, I think so.
So, do you remember what happens?
It's so long ago, here's,
Are you?
this is my son.
Do you remember that?
No. But I do have an alternative book, The Three Pigs.
So it's there's a Grover book that's like this too, where Grover becomes aware, he looks through the fourth wall and he becomes aware of, other things outside of the book. So the Three Pigs in this version, the wolf huffs and puffs and he blows the house down. And then the pig actually ends up flying out of the book,
Right.
right? And he lands sort of in our world. And he goes, where am I like this? And then the wolf can't find him because the wolf is still in the picture book. And so all the pigs end up running around between the pages, and then they fold the pages up into a
Very
paper
cool.
airplane, and they fly
Very
around.
cool.
And then they go into other stories, and their drawing style changes.
Yeah,
They get into like an easy reader with like not very nice illustrations, and they go, oh, let's get out of here. And then they start picking up characters from other stories.
yeah, I still buy children's books.
Yeah, they're so
From the artists that win the awards.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing.
Do you have any by Sophie Blackall?
I don't know the artist's name. I have to find it. She's Swiss or French, and she doesn't put any words in her book. She
Okay.
draws mice.
Okay,
And it's the same idea.
it's so fun to look at.
It walks through the pages and cuts the pages, and I'll show you a book.
Okay.
I'm in all of it. They're early learning books for children.
So I was mentioning Sophie Blackall. She has a show right now at Lynchburg, Virginia, and she had the same show up in the Brandywine Museum a couple years ago, but it was her illustrations from Farmhouse, and it's so neat. She runs an art retreat called Milkwood in New York, and when she bought Milkwood, it was an inoperable farm with a decrepit farmhouse that was falling down. And I'm going to guess that as part of the deal of bringing the public onto that land, they probably required that she take the house down. It was leaning, and she felt so terrible about it, so she went in, and it had been empty for probably since the 40s or 50s, and she discovered, look at all these things. Like somebody just walked out, and their calendar was still, on the last date, and their canned food was still there. She found a lump of dirt, and she realized it was something, so she soaked it, and it was all the dresses, all these brightly colored dresses,
Wow.
the wedding gown,
Wow.
all kind of things. So then she started going around the valley and interviewing the older residents, and they said, oh, we knew the people that lived there. This was their name, and she collected stories of things that had happened in this farmhouse, and then she made a book called Farmhouse, and the illustrations are built from the material that she harvested from the house, so the curtains and the paper, the wallpaper, and the paint chips and the objects. And she made a massive, like 6-foot wide paper doll house, basically. So as you're reading the book, it zooms in on the different rooms, and she moves these paper objects around. So the clock is down here, but then later it's up in the attic. And then what she did was, as the people move out, she says it let out a great sigh, and the door swung open and let in the weather. And she starts to age the dollhouse. And so it was an irreversible process, just like the real house went through. So any photos that she wanted to get of the earlier years, she had to do it before she started destroying the paper. So when you go to see the show, if you go down to Lynchburg, Virginia, River Arts or something, I think it's called, you'll see the final version of this paper house.
What is her name?
Sophie Blackall, Blackall, and she's a
Okay.
2-time Caldecott winner.
Okay.
And when we were up at Brandywine with her, I could hear people whispering. They said, it's like a scandal. She the farmhouse didn't get recognized for anything. I said, oh, we can't believe it, like, it's so amazing, you know, so unique. There's a couple more animals. These were done in Florida during the hurricane. So if you're not familiar with watercolors, this was scary because what you want to do here, this is turning into more of a talk. I said I would do a demo, and it's turning into a talk. Sorry. So what you want to do is you want to,
I'm enjoying this.
what's that?
I'm enjoying this.
What you want to do is you want to work toward the dark, right? And anything that's light is the avoidance of paint. So these little light chest hairs on this lion cub here, they are the absence of paint, and what I did was I painted the dark gaps between them, okay? I wanted a clean look for this dark piece, so what I had to do was make up a quantity of dark watercolor that I thought would be able to cover this area, and then I had to pre-visualize where am I going to start. So either I'm going to start here and go around this way, or I'm going to start here and go around this way, because if I stopped anywhere, I would get a dry mark, and it would show that I had stopped an edge, right? Just like these edges, right? And I didn't want to have them. Yeah. So I did that. I had this cup of liquid, and I said, I think that's enough, and I kind of hyped myself up, and then I just went, and I just get going and going and going, and tapping the brush in to get in between, you know, the fur, and moving, and just hoping that I didn't go in too far, because, you know, you can't really lift it up at that point.
No.
So that was thrilling and exciting and scary.
Is there mastic that people use in watercolor?
You mean like a masking fluid?
Masking fluid. They're different names.
I don't know what it's called.
Some people call it masking fluid.
Liquid misket?
Misket.
Yeah. You can, yeah. I didn't use any on this one.
You did
So-
not use it.
I don't think he needs to.
It
He's
was-
old enough that he doesn't have to.
So you can see though, it's like, so the unit that I used is sort of like cruder than probably what I could have done with that. It feels spontaneous, whereas a mask might feel a little more careful, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out. I tried doing it on these fine feathers.
Yeah, how
on
did
this
you
bird.
do it on those, how did you save the white on those feathers?
I didn't. I tried to, and it
Is that
didn't.
a pen, a white pen?
Yeah,
Oh.
it didn't look right, and I ended up painting over it, and then I brought the white back in with an opaque
Okay.
on the bird. Yeah,
Wow.
the whiskers are opaque too.
Wow.
On that. All right. Is anybody going to sketch with me? Would we sketch?
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty good.
All right. Fast. Does anybody need any reference pictures? I did bring some animal reference if anybody needs any. I've got a crow. There's that lion.
I can use my phone.
There's a male lion with
They
its
won't let me
mane.
see this book.
Elephant. Thank you. There's a bear. I drew that guy. I haven't shown you. There's the hippo. Then I got a bunch of birds, different kind of birds.
I'll do a bird,
You want a bird?
just anything you want to give me. It's just
Bird.
anything.
Got a cardinal and a blue jay. How about a blue jay?
Sure. Thank you.
Anybody else want one?
That lion.
The lion? Do you want the female lion or the male lion?
I want the male.
Here he is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
So are these all from the reference set that you were talking about, the photographer?
Well, not all of them. Some of the birds aren't shot by him, but if it's anything African, it was shot by Dustin. Yeah.
What's his last name?
Blaze, B-L-A-I-S-E. Dustin Blaze. He's the son of Aaron Blaze. He's the animator.
We have a guild member who's retired from Disney.
Oh.
Rhonda counts.
Yes,
Oh, and,
yeah,
You
and
know Rhonda?
she
She lives in Fleetwood.
Oh, I know.
I meet her
Yes.
once in a
Yes.
while, and then she has to go, you remember me, I'm Rhonda, like that, because I don't see her often enough, but
Yeah,
she,
we don't either.
she
She's
knew
so busy.
Aaron or something. She,
Probably, I was just gonna, as soon as you mentioned Disney, I thought.
Because she was in Florida.
Yes, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? She retired from there.
Karen Keegan
Also?
worked for, she was in the Imaginary section of Disney.
I did
like
not
an
know
Imagineer.
Karen did that.
Imagineer, yeah.
How about that?
I think it was, yeah, Karen.
How about that?
That's what I thought you were gonna say, but I
No,
didn't know Rhonda was.
Rhonda, yeah.
So how long has she been up in Pennsylvania?
Well, I met her about 6 or 8 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
She just kind
When
of,
were they doing?
Well, they're
I
good.
missed
You
it.
can do anything in September.
They can do it on.
I think I'm gonna paint this, or draw this parrot, at least.
So do you start out with a gesture line to kind of build your shapes, or?
Sometimes, I mean, I don't consciously start with a gesture line, I know some people do, it probably would benefit me, but I don't usually do that, so.
need to.
What's that?
You don't need to.
I would
just
change
draw.
anything.
Let's see,
That's a guy.
maybe I'll do a parrot, so I think, maybe I'll stand, because that'll give me a better.
I'd rather watch you than try this.
Well, I'll hold it up once in a while and I'll
Yeah.
talk, so I mean, if you just wanna sketch or ask questions or whatever, I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna do a good job, who knows, we'll see. That's always possible. Okay, so I'll just say how I think. Are you all, like, do you all draw and paint?
Not an
I
acrylic
draw
of any.
acrylics.
Acrylics, but everybody's like an
Photographer.
artist of some sort? Okay. So I'm gonna, so photography, right? Same thing here. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm noticing that that corner, I'm looking for
Maybe
big
they should
landmarks.
stand back here.
It's up to you.
No, it's fine.
With-
Well, you're good, just get started
If
and
we
we
need to
we
see
can walk
better, we
around.
can get up and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm doing a little bit of a cheat here. I'm gonna do a site size method. Anybody know that?
Mhm.
It's just like a 1-to-1.
Yeah, observation.
I might expand or contract a little bit, but I'm gonna try to break curves into straight lines if I can. And just kind of match the proportion. So should be like a 1-to-1.
What do you mean one-to-one?
So I'm not enlarging or
Oh,
shrinking.
it's the same size
I'm
as
trying
the-
to,
Keep
yeah.
the same size.
I'm trying to, yeah, because that's good for speed. So when I'm doing the plein air things, let me see. The chicken coop that I did a couple years ago, the Oli Dairy, and the wood pile, those were all the ones I won ribbons for. They were all done site size. So I had my canvas positioned in such a way that the real life counterpart exactly matched the size. So all the vertical measurements, I could quickly drop
Right,
down.
right.
The verticals were just
As long as they don't move.
done. Yeah, so what I would do is I would put a mark in the top middle of the canvas, like here, and then I would wink, and I would align that mark to something in the distance,
Yeah.
like a telephone pole.
So you know he's
Yeah.
still in the same place.
Yeah, and then anytime I needed to find my position again, I'd wink, move my head back and forth until the mark on my paper aligned with that object,
Interesting.
and then I could keep going. Yep. All right, so I'm just looking for big shapes. It's already kind of starting to look like the parrot.
So when you're doing plein air, are you primarily doing watercolor? Are you doing oils? Are you?
I don't paint with oils.
Okay.
I know the principles of oils, but I don't really, well, I do own oils, but I don't really
Takes
use
too
them.
long for them to dry.
So the ones that I've done in the last few years with Art Plus or with Plein Air West Reading is acrylics. I've used combinations of, it's all golden, it's all from golden, and fast and slow drying in combination. Let's see, the first year I did a painting of the Ole Turnpike Dairy, which doesn't exist anymore. And I was very, very careful, and I did a lot of planning, and I had slow drying acrylics, and I had a misting bottle of open thinner. So it's like you could spray the canvas surface and the palette, and it would kind of unlock and soften the acrylics and keep them from drying. So I had a lot of things to help me with that. And then the next year, Mom had just had a stroke, and I was very kind of distracted by that, and I went out without a whole lot of planning. And so I'm just going to use regular acrylics, like in June. It was pretty hot, and I got these huge brushes, and I painted. There was when Mom could walk, there was a place that we have 3 acres, and she would walk down to the creek, And then she would haul water, and she'd spend all day hauling water and carrying it up to her garden and doing this, and she can't do that anymore. So I made a painting about that. It was that spot where she would do that. And I used this massive brush, and it kept it dirty. There was green on it, and I never cleaned it, and I just kept shifting the green, because it was all greens. And just, it was very spontaneous, these big
Oh, I
blobs
bet it's a
like this.
treasure. Is it a treasure painting?
I don't own it anymore, somebody bought it.
I'm not surprised.
So that's up in Providence now. So that year was a different approach, and then the third year, I won a ribbon for a painting of our chicken coop, which I painted only with a knife. So I try to do something different, I try to challenge myself.
And did you say this year you did pen and ink?
Yeah, I thought, oh, this will be really weird, like I've never seen anybody use pen and ink for a plein air.
Micron or natural paint?
It was microns
Yeah, I love
and,
microns.
what else did I use? I had soluble graphite.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm starting to kind of lose my place a little bit here. Anybody have that happen where like
Oh, yeah.
this should match and this should
Oh,
match,
yeah.
and then when they meet each other, they don't match? Yeah,
What kind of a pencil is that?
just a mechanical pencil, just a nail pencil. This part of Gatorland I really like with the parents. There's my favorite animal at Gatorland is this, I forget the name of this kind of bird. But 3 years ago, on the hurricane visit,
That'll make it gorgeous.
He's
Paint
cute.
it.
yeah, so this one's going, hello, like that, talking to me, and then he or she fell off the end of the perch and went, "Wah!" like that. And so I went back specifically to visit this bird.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna match the scheme. Can I do it? That, okay.
Have you ever tried using a sketching, like a electronic sketching pad?
Yep.
So you do use that
Oh, yeah. I
to,
can-
to draw on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can show you some digital stuff later.
Can you draw with a point? Is that how they work?
You have to buy special pens.
Yeah, so this is an
Yeah.
Apple Pencil here. I guess you could get other versions for the
Yeah, there's
iPad.
different tips that you can buy, soft tips, round tips, thin tips.
Anybody here use an iPad for drawing?
Well, I do it for photography, I add it
So-
with the pen.
So I'll give you a little advertisement here. I have this thing here, it's called rock, paper, pencil.
Okay.
So somebody was asking about tips.
Huh?
So it's like a toothy kind of surface, and then
Right.
you replace the tip here. So this has, normally the Apple Pencil has just the plastic going around,
Okay.
but this has like a little ball
More of a
point
nub, okay.
on the end of it, so there's metal.
Well, you can buy those tips.
And it's got like, it interacts with the surface, so it
Right.
slows down and makes it feel more like paper. So,
Yeah, well, why comb all the other drawing
Wacom,
tablets?
yeah, well,
Like, they have those
Yeah.
pens and stuff.
Oh, they tried to give me that when I was teaching in
Ah.
Springport, and I couldn't get on board. I had a
It
paper
would-
and pencil, that's how old I am. I couldn't get on
Well,
board with it. They
it
were
would just
giving them
be
to us.
neat
They were
just
giving them
see,
to us.
right.
Use this.
To see how to use it.
I think they had just been invented. It was like 2000.
Yeah, it was just way
2004.
too much money for me to know how to draw with,
Yeah.
but I can use the Apple
Mhm.
iPad. The problem
Mhm.
is,
I wonder if- yeah.
you can buy different pen tips, that's
So
all.
you draw right on the screen, is that what you do?
yeah,
Yeah,
you can
Isn't
even,
that more like trace, I mean,
No.
if you did that, wouldn't it be more like tracing?
no, here, I'll show you.
no, he's doing it like what he's doing on paper. He's not tracing
Let's see
something.
if I can
Yeah,
find
I
some
get
digital
that.
stuff to show
And then
you.
you can pick colors, probably, you can paint.
Yeah. I couldn't get on board
So
with it.
just like I'm drawing here, you can draw on here. So this is a self-portrait here, which there's no physical version of it. It only exists digitally, but it was drawn on this pad just the same way.
Just
Oh,
drawing
okay.
it.
Draw. So,
Okay.
yeah, so,
Because you can buy paper now that you can draw like that.
so in here, there's
Isn't that
different
crazy?
kinds of pencils that, that will make marks different ways depending on how you use them. So I could switch to, oops, it's like spinning around. I could switch to like a gouache,
Yeah, it's really cool.
for example. Let's
You
see,
can
or actually no,
paint.
watercolor.
You can paint. Yeah.
Can you tell? Is that an iPad? Is that what you call it?
This is an iPad.
Yeah, but you can, there's paper you can buy though now with pens. So you can really use
So,
your paper,
Oops.
but it automatically puts it on your
Yeah, like,
computer.
it feels like a watercolor stain,
Mhm.
kind
It
of.
sure does.
Oh my
Now, can you
gosh.
put a detail into that? Like cross-hatching or something?
Yeah,
With
so
the
then
same
you
pen?
would, so then you would,
With the
swi-
same pen? Oh, you have to switch out.
you would
Okay.
switch
yeah,
to
you would
like,
take-
so there's like an ink
Yeah.
collection.
Okay, okay.
This thing keeps spinning around because it thinks I'm
Yeah.
a
But
technical pen, here we go.
if you had that bird underneath, couldn't you just trace it
You
with
could.
this? Okay.
Yeah, you could do that, I don't know.
But you can choose the
We call you a
thickness of.
cheater, but
But a lot of people use tracing paper.
And then you print that out?
Yeah, it would
when
be
it's
just,
Yeah, you could.
yeah, it-
I don't usually print them out, but I have, and sometimes it's very satisfying to see it on paper, it just has a different feel to it.
Well, it's like a
than-
photo.
Yeah,
Big difference when it's printed
yeah.
than.
But why would you do all the work drawing it on there, and then what happens to it if you don't print it out?
So if I want to do an illustration for
good question. Fran.
Substack, so I have a, by the way, does anybody know Substack?
I've heard of
Oh, yeah.
Substacks.
Sure.
So
You have a Substack? I'll follow
I
you.
do. So I will give you a comp subscription for a month if you just write your email somewhere and I'll send it to you. Substack is a reading and writing app. I just realized I'm not on the internet here. So this
Hotspot.
hotspot, I'm gonna try a hotspot real quick.
What? Not plain paper. I don't want to rip a piece out of the book.
Like, is this big
If
enough?
we give him our emails, he can send us his
Yeah.
Substack at,
Oh, this is really pretty.
whatever you want
Do
to.
you have paper
No,
over
let me
there?
go get
Gina?
it.
Or if I can tell you my email, you could email it or however you want to do it.
We can do that. That's the fastest way.
That's quicker.
We can text it all.
Yeah, you can text it to me, sure.
Text it?
But
Okay.
you'd have to tell us your text.
So my phone number that you can text to is 484-332-5540. I'm now on my hotspot. Yeah, so it looks like this. So I write every week, and I really keep it up. So this is basically my own self-published
Do you
art
sleep?
magazine. Yeah. And so I've got art lessons, and what I do is I try to make this.
You
it's-
want our email, right?
Yes, yeah, if you
Yes.
send me your email, then I'll be able to give this to you. So I have free and paid versions of this. The paid subscribers support the free version. Free version is, there's like things up here in the top navigation bar. It says free articles, artist resources, so these are all free things. Every article, almost every article, goes out free for 10 days before it becomes archived. And then when you're a paid member, you can just read everything. Nothing is locked. And then I have it broken down into these acrylics.
So it's more or
sketching.
less a learning thing for us to
Travel.
see things
Yeah.
you've done and how
Yeah.
you've done them. Okay.
Digital, these are all digital drawings and paintings here that you were asking about, right there.
Sweet. Oh,
So those were all
wow.
done on the iPad. Color theory, focusing on artists. Did anybody see this Barbara Sherman exhibit at the Brandywine?
No.
That was neat. They had to extend that because so many people wanted to see it. She was one of the first women to have a cover on the New Yorker. And she was very prolific. And then when she passed away in 1978, at that point, I don't know how much work she was producing, but she didn't have a lot of family, she didn't have any direct heirs or descendants, and the New York Times was on strike at the time, so an obituary was never published.
Wow.
And so nobody really knew
That's weird.
that she had passed, and so her ashes were in an urn on a shelf in a funeral home in New Jersey
Waiting.
for 45 years, I think.
Oh.
And then her niece,
They didn't
Um,
recognize she was dead in
yeah.
45 years.
It has to be nice to people.
Pays to know your family, you know.
her niece found out doing some family research, and she said, "Is it true that my aunt's ashes are in this, urn?" And they said, "Yeah, here they are." And so she got together with Caitlin McGurk, I forget the name of the curator, but there was a show down at Brandywine called "Tell Me a Story Where the Bad Girl Wins," and it's
Nice.
from a quote from one of Barbara Sherman's comics. And so they did some research and they found out all about her, and they found where her comics were being stored, and they mounted this traveling exhibit.
That's interesting.
And they,
Because they found a lot of her stuff even.
yeah, and then they had a proper funeral and burial for her, and an obituary and headstone and all that stuff. Funny.
Most of her family, though, had passed except for,
I guess.
it's the next generation. That's funny.
Zoungy, is this what you showed? I was looking for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, that's
So
it.
on our
The artist's cheat sheet.
website, if you go under masters, you click on his name and it takes you to that.
Oh,
to their
Okay,
website.
we'll do it.
Okay.
I sent him
And
an
then you
email.
can subscribe.
And as long as I know who you are, like as long as you send me your email, I can shift it over to a comp subscription so that you can actually read
Okay, yeah,
through everything.
yeah, I sent you a text.
Okay. So what I'm doing now is I am looking for big contrasts, and I always screw this up when I'm working with the pencil, because a pencil has such limited
Shading,
range.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you really have to let the lights be light, and you have to really push the darks dark, and I tend to always make the mistake of making everything kind of gray, and then I go to try to push it darker, and I can't, right? Because it's gone as dark as it can, so.
But would you draw us that much if you were going to start to paint it?
If I was gonna start to paint, I don't know, it just depends on the
I mean, you can paint over
the way
pen,
I
though,
feel about it.
pencil, like that, though?
I could, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm
I
gonna,
would think you would see it.
yeah, so you could integrate it. I actually have a bunch of, anybody know who Jerry Pinkney is? So he's another Caldecott winner. He won for Lion and the Mouse, which is a completely wordless children's book. He won the Caldecott. So the cover of Lion and the Mouse looks like this. It doesn't even have the title on it. It's
Wow.
the lion.
He's
And then-
looking for the mouse.
Yeah, and then when you flip the book open like this,
Oh,
It's-
there's the mouse.
yeah, so his back is here and then the mouse, it's one painting and the mouse is there, so it's the lion and the mouse, literally. On the spine, it says lion and the mouse, but on the front and the back, there's no words. And then when you flip through the book, there's no words, it's just paintings. And in 2013, I accidentally ended up attending a solo exhibit in the, what's the auxiliary space at the Philadelphia Museum called? It starts with an O. You know what I mean? You take like the purple bus to go across the highway.
Oh,
But that whole building there was filled with his paintings and they were amazing. And this was my favorite one. So I believe that this was from a book that he did about black cowboys. So there's actually was quite a lot of black cowboys, and that's
Yep.
somewhat lost to history for the most part, because you see like John Wayne and stuff usually.
Of course.
But one of the amazing things about this was you can see he like had a really beautiful painting. The real one's about this wide. And then he just went with slashes across it of like a white pencil or something. So he,
Looks like it's raining.
rain.
yeah, it's the driving rain. So he risked destroying the painting
Yeah.
in the very last stage. And it just
Because you have to
shows.
put white on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so he had everything painted and then the last thing he did was,
Well, I'm sure he's done it before, though.
and he knew, he knew what he
Yes.
did.
You have to do that with confidence.
It was a beautiful
It was
painting.
probably not the first time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you go to IX, right?
Yes.
Does everybody know what IX is?
No.
It's the most amazing art show I've ever seen. And
Which
they don't
is
advertise
where?
it. It's
Goggle Works in the
Oh.
Doubletree on Penn Street.
in October.
It's the largest fantasy arts expo in the world, and it happens in Reading.
And they don't advertise it because it's very expensive
I think this is Underground Railroad.
But
I'm sure that's what.
it's
Yeah, it looks like
people
it.
who do, it's book illustrators, people who do the artwork for Star Wars movies.
Uh-huh.
It's, what do they call that?
Fantasy.
Fantasy, wait,
Animation.
no, there's a word for that artwork. Fantasy realism,
Oh, imaginative.
imaginative realism.
Mhm.
It's, the artists are come from all
Oh,
around the
they're
world.
phenomenal.
Buyers come from all around the
IX.
world. It's
Yeah.
called IX. It's 1 week, a whole week in Golf Course, and they took over the whole building.
We should know that it's there.
10/22
It's-
through
I won't be around.
10/26.
I won't be here.
You can buy, I think, a one-day ticket to go in, what it's, I don't know, $75.
Well, she's looking it up, she'll tell you.
For the week? Well, they have,
member
it's
pass.
$225.
Just to get in.
Mhm.
For the week.
Single
yeah.
For the
day
week.
tickets,
Yeah, but
$40 at the door.
That's
Single
worth it.
day.
They have a whole booklet and
Saturday and
they,
Sunday only,
they-
sorry.
oh, that's just Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
Well, they have like things going on all day long. They'll have workshops. You
Mhm.
can talk to a phenomenal, like, world-class illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
You can take classes with, not classes, but lectures with tons of.
Symposium, yeah.
There's
It's a symposium.
someone I know that goes down to Disney, and she takes whatever classes they offer from their illustrators. So she'll stay for the week.
Well, this is unbelievable, and, what was I gonna say, I forgot.
You're talking
Oh,
about
they
the
also
annex?
have set up a whole classroom filled with thousands of, all kinds of costumes that people would wear in these fantasy
Mhm.
books that they write.
Right.
Like dragons and queens and
Right,
kings
right, right.
and sorcerers and witches. And then then they'll ask people to be the model.
Right,
And you
right.
can go in there, if you buy the ticket, you can go in there.
You
and
could be-
sketch. It's for sketching.
I've never done those.
Like if you want to do a book about fairies, you can ask somebody to wear a fairy costume and then you can sketch them. Mhm. But just to see the artwork, it's all over, okay, so it's all over, the jury members are in Goggleworks, the non-juried members are at the Doubletree.
Okay.
They're just
They're
as good
often
as
just
the
as
jury
good,
member.
yeah.
They're often just as, and then they have a free show, I think, on a Friday night of that week, up in the Doubletree
Yeah.
for the non-juried members. And
Yep.
it's, and their
And
work is
Saturday.
just
So
as good.
fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part of the show feels a little bit more like a festival, like people are having drinks and walking around and interacting
Well,
and
they're
stuff.
having a good time, yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have to pay for the
And that's
part.
free and anybody can go to that.
Yeah, the Doubletree one.
See, they don't talk about the DoubleTree here.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So the Doubletree,
it's
that's,
maybe
that one's
Evening
called,
showcase?
yes, that's Doubletree. The evening showcase.
What do you have?
What are you all drawing?
I guess we, let me see.
I came
So-
unprepared, I need to leave.
That's
I need to be
fun.
asked to
Yeah,
leave,
draw on
I
this
came
page while I
unprepared.
draw. I'll give you a
But I like
pencil.
the energy of the lines.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
mean,
give me
it's,
his sketch
I'm
block
not
for a
thinking
second? I
about
just
it.
wanna see it.
I'm not here that
I'm not
much.
stealing
Here's my
it.
blue
All right.
I'm just
jay.
gonna look at it.
Just realized I did that foot too short, that's okay.
Does anybody want to put it on their refrigerator?
Let's see your picture.
My blue jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, as an artist, you have the shape. That's the primary.
Oh, it's 8:35, so how are we on time with the filming?
Oh,
How much time do we have left for the film? The videotaping, I mean? Oh,
We have to be out of, we should be out of here behind,
oh, okay.
packed up and.
go get a drink of water and let it girl.
I've just never tried to.
Portrait or figure drawing and try to works.
Will you go larger after you do something very small like that?
Well, if
Do
I
you
go
work in pencil at
to,
all?
if I go to,
I started
like a
out
figure
like
drawing,
in high school and stuff, but
it's
I
usually
haven't
2-3
done
hours.
drawing and-
I like to work large. And I work with
I was
pen,
concerned
pencil,
about.
I do a lot of gesture, and I love
Still
contour.
there.
But
But I have a
It's just like
whole
I
set of
started
chalks,
getting
and that's
into
my
the
next
thing
thing I
and
want to
everybody
do,
else
is to take chalk and
So you
to
think
build
when we do this, we
and
should set
abstract figures
like
with
a
my
point
chalk.
on our image and a
that's
matching
just
point
small.
on our paper.
This
So
is
what
Yeah,
I was,
started.
what
This
I was
was
talking
watercolor
about at that time is
pencils.
when I'm doing
Little
plein
tiny
air,
things.
that's what that was, when I'm doing plein air. So if I have a real scene out in front of me,
I made the
and the canvas is
comment
here,
to,
and I need to directly translate
Oh,
one-to-one what's here onto here, you have to have everything aligned. And I might move this way or I might move this way. So what I need to do is make a mark here and then memorize what does that correspond with in the real life. So if I wink
Didn't get in.
and I set my head and I say, this mark, my home position,
That's another skill
when I'm
set.
winking is gonna be, this mark is aligned with the left edge of that brown canvas, the left side of that brown canvas, like that. So
Or
if
the
my-
tree, or
Yeah.
whatever's in the distance.
So right now, the way I'm sitting, this mark on this paper is aligned with the center of that thing with the white ovals, which is the wrong spot. So I know I have to move my head over and realign.
Oh,
So
I
now
see
this
what you
mark
mean.
is aligned with the left side of that brown canvas, just like I was the first
Okay,
time.
okay, that's.
So it's a way of returning.
Where did you grow up and go to school?
I went to the writing schools and then Exeter.
You do?
Exeter? Okay.
And I grew up, in this area and was born in St. Joe's, which is a school now. Did anybody else go to Exeter?
No,
Or
but I
Reading?
probably knew your art teacher though.
Maybe in Exeter schools. Who's?
Oh, wait, I'm thinking Antietam. Antietam, it was Antietam. Susan Minter?
Oh, okay, I'm not familiar
No,
with her.
okay.
I know.
And Scott Minter, her husband? No?
I don't think I'm familiar with
Okay,
her.
well, that was Antietam, so that wasn't,
How about Cheryl Bagenstow?
Yes.
You know her?
Yes.
Wasn't she part of your group?
She was
no,
part
but
of- she
I
was-
think I went to college with her.
She taught in the Reading School District.
Yeah,
Was she?
she was my teacher in
Was she?
Amanda
Was she
Stout.
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I thought she was so neat. And then I saw her name at a show. It must have been maybe the plein air show or something. Did she ever do that?
No,
Or was she a Art Plus member?
no. She was a Berks Art Alliance member.
All right. I saw her name on something in the tent, kind of where we usually have, the plein air show. So, or maybe she was, yeah.
She might have been a friend of Art Plus Gallery.
Okay. So I was excited. I saw her name and I thought, oh,
She was
I'll
so
reconnect
nice.
with her. But then she passed away right after that, so I didn't get to see her.
Oh, she did, oh.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
Maybe
What,
5
4
or 5 years ago.
She went to college with me, Jean, give me a break,
Yeah, she meant the same, the previous story.
Do you see how I'm standing up and looking? So I used to do this when I was in elementary school. In art class, I'd do this, and she'd say, why don't you sit down? And I was like, I can't. I just gotta do this. I gotta stand up. And she goes, okay, like that. And I remember thinking as a kid, oh, that's so neat. But she's just like,
That she gave you
okay.
permission to be you, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you draw in any also?
And RISD,
Sometimes.
But you like this?
I stand and draw like that. I mean.
Well, when I
I
make
was
things,
always
I'm
told
always
to stand
standing.
up, that you
Yeah,
do a
when I
better
do
job
things,
standing.
putting things together, I'm
You can
standing.
get away from your, if
Yeah.
you're sitting on top of it, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
If you stand up, you can get away from it and really see what it
and
looks like.
RISD was a good experience for you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was a sculpture major.
Well, that makes
Oh, my
sense.
word.
That makes sense.
I just wanted to do something kind of different. So it was kind of like my way to rebel, was to be a sculpture major.
Because most people weren't, yeah.
And, well, I mean, because I had always been drawing and painting, really. But,
He also did a phenomenal painting I saw last year in a show in Cassine. That's a little unusual.
oh, yeah, milk paint.
Okay, see, yeah.
I did the Culpepdale Railroad.
Ah.
That was a painstaking, so I decided to go real careful with that. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you that.
Oh, yes,
Your
you have to
mechanical
see that.
pencil is very dark. Is that a special mechanical pencil? Or is it just one you picked up at,
This was given to me by Art Plus Gallery, actually.
Oh.
But
This was in the
I
goodie
like
bag.
mechanical pencils.
I've never, I'm gonna get it for
Well, they have
somebody as a gift.
Oh, that was in the swag bag, I bet they gave
Yeah.
out to the plein air painters.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
what.
very
Does it have a
dark.
brand?
It- No, it's just,
Just a regular letter.
branded with the sponsor.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right.
And it
No,
doesn't
but I
seem-
always bought
It feels
mechanical
like a
pencils
2B
for the
maybe,
kids.
or
You know,
something.
you don't have to sharpen
wanna
the
try?
pencil.
It does look a little darker. Do you want to show them what you did?
Yeah, I have,
It's nice.
I love my mechanical pencils.
Yeah.
You can buy 7mm and 5mm.
Yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, depending on the pen
Okay,
you're.
okay. I'm gonna get
Let's
that.
see. Cold.
You
But I
ever work with
invested
egg
in
tempera?
these.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
they
it,
made me-
I walked out of
my roommate,
retirement with a box full of those.
They're probably buried in my
He was doing
basement.
like
My
a
father had
animated
so many.
manuscript
Oh, my
with
God.
gold leaf and everything.
He'll
so they-
edit that out.
We had a session called Winter Session, which was a 6-week mini semester between 2 12s. So instead of 15,
I have
15,
so
it was
many.
12, 6, 12. And Nathan was working with egg tempera. So that was an interesting aroma once in a while. Have you worked with it?
No, and I was at a show and they had egg tempera and
I would think it
I had
smells.
to kind of explain it to somebody and I don't know if I did a good job, but you use egg,
Yeah,
yolk,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
the whole egg.
I think it's the yolk.
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
yolk.
And then you put brown pigment in it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so you're always making it up fresh, basically. And then it dries to like a real strong, protein. You know how it's
Shiny,
like,
shiny.
it's so hard to get eggs off of dishes if you let it dry.
Yeah.
Do you know where Andrew Wyatt's eggs came from for egg tempera?
It's
So-
yard, I would
Neighbor?
assume.
Wawa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most of his eggs came from Wawa.
hilarious.
Not his own.
Well, it's down the road.
So this was the painting that was done in casein, which is milk protein.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the Colbert
Very
Delaware.
bright. Oh, that's
It's-
really neat.
that
It's
is
bright.
gorgeous.
That's great.
That took a long time. We had to price these before the show, and I hadn't made the painting yet, so I was like, I don't know, 1,500. I said 1,500, and then I have like a formula that I use to make the prices, and by the
Right,
time I
right.
actually did the painting,
It
I
should
was
have been
like,
a little bit more.
4,500. Yeah, I was like, this is 4,500. So of course nobody bought it. I never price my things for people to buy them. Like I usually just price them
So they don't
very
get bought?
stubbornly. Like I'm like,
Well,
well,
we've heard this before. You know?
but somebody did buy
Teresa.
it. Somebody just bought it. So I was sitting
Oh.
at Daniel Boone
At
Homestead.
1,500 or 45?
45.
Neither one. I took
Oh.
it. I took the gallery commission off of the 45 because we're way past that show, and so it ended up being 27,
But still, you
2,800.
got a good,
Yeah. So it's the right price. It's,
Yeah.
it's not the underestimate, and it's not the one with the gallery commission. It's just my part.
the gallery always says, don't adjust your prices.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm joking, but they
They,
tell you
um,
not to.
with Art Plus, they're pretty nice about it. They say if it's within 30 days, and it's somebody that you met through the event.
That's just being cordial, I think.
Yeah.
That's, you
They
should
say
do
it's
that.
honor
Yeah.
system and just,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is what, I didn't know what I was gonna end up doing, but this is what I came up with. So if I wanted to, I
Let's see
could,
what you got
I could
here.
come in here and I could, I could grab like a darker, I probably have a darker lead.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
Right.
Look at you.
And I
That's
could push
beautiful.
the darks darker.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to go to the
I have
Norman
that
Rockwell
paper.
Museum up in Stockbridge,
Mhm.
his paintings and his comprehensive drawings in graphite and charcoal are amazing. It's such control, and it's like, it just feels like the forms are wrapping around in space, and they just get darker and darker and darker, and then like this. And it just feels like you could, pick the objects out of the paintings.
Well, we have there's a girl in our club who can draw on charcoal.
Yeah, I want to show
She's
you
an
Mia
ama-
Davis.
Mia's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, Mia, our new
And
Mia.
she's still in college.
Did you say Mia Davis?
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Benfield's, do you know Tom Benfield?
It's
that her
his
grandfather?
daughter.
It's his
Grandfather.
granddaughter, yeah, yeah.
Granddaughter. Yeah, she's amazing.
Millersville,
It's
she's
like
in Millersville.
she was like born with the,
I I jury I'm one of the jurors for the Reading Eagle, our newspaper. Gives, at the end of the year, it gives a very small award out to every college, every high school student in different mediums. So I do the
right.
fine
Yeah, she
art.
did, oh, okay.
And we gave it to her.
Yeah, she won at Monaco too.
And I saw she won somewhere else, and
Yeah.
she's a lovely girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, we,
Here's- here's
Owen
her
J
work.
used to give a stipend too.
It's
That's charcoal.
charcoal.
She was.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she is
Yeah, she
amazing.
won
She's
first
what,
place the
18?
year I juried.
Yeah.
She just graduated
Yeah.
high school.
Is she moving it around with, like alcohol or anything? Do you know anything about
I have
that?
no idea.
To see if he's still alive.
She's just amazing.
I know you can get denatured alcohol and sort of push your charcoal around.
The current show.
I haven't tried that.
Was he at the opening?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just met another guy and another gal where you
Good.
So
did.
what do you think
amazing
about
charcoal.
artists who project one to the wall and then trace it?
I think maybe Norman Rockwell might have done some of that, and there was the camera obscura that they would
Wasn't
use
it
in the old
Vernier who
days.
started that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I don't know, it's like, I don't think there's one answer for it. I think if you can draw, and you know you can draw, it could be a time saver, right? You could grid it, and it could be very painstaking, so it's like you're kind of choosing how painstaking do I
what
want the
need,
process to be
what process you're using.
to end up, at the final result. Another thing you could say about it is that you, maybe, if you kept doing that, you would lose the ability to draw, and so you would, you think that you're a person that could do this anyway, but then maybe you could become a person who can't do it. because
Yeah,
you
but
don't
it
have
still wouldn't
practice.
come out, if you're not an artist, you still couldn't trace that well, I don't think. I think it would show up.
Yeah, it's,
You
You're using
wouldn't
your
have the
tools.
technique, you're using the tool.
yeah.
It's like a photographer in the same thing.
So you don't ever do that?
No, I've done that. Like if I have a really large canvas that, like I've done paintings that are like 4 by 6 or something like this, like quite large. It would make more sense for me to design it on a smaller scale. And then to just
You put
move
the
it
grid.
up onto the big thing so I can get to the work of painting
Okay.
it rather than trying to reinvent the wheel basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're projecting your own work.
Yes.
That's a little different.
Yeah. Why is there, somebody that
No,
I know a
like
lot of
projecting the
people do
parrot
that.
onto
Well,
the.
muralists have to do it because of the
But
time
a lot of
Right.
restraint.
Well, they do
A lot of
grids.
painters
Yeah, they
do
have
that
to
today.
because of the
But are
time
they
restraint.
projecting their drawing
Yeah,
onto the
usually.
canvas?
Mhm.
I hope so.
That's, yeah.
Or images.
That's different, that's somebody
Mhm.
else's work that they're projecting. So they're not really creating their own painting, they're copying somebody else's.
But you would see a difference if they're
Well, a lot
not
of
an
the photo-
artist.
A lot of the photorealists, that's what they do.
Yeah, so I mean, like I could see with like photorealism that maybe it would make more sense to do that because you're trying to arrive at a conclusion that's that accurate, you know what I mean? And if you didn't project, then it's kind of like you're not doing the required work to arrive at the conclusion that you want to arrive at. Does that make sense? If you want to arrive at something that's that accurate, then you probably do want to just trace, and then basically fill in from there. And like I said, I think Rockwell may have worked that way, doing some tracing and enlarging. Like his work couldn't look the way it looks without the aid of photography. So he had a whole photographic assistant. He would go around and he would gather costumes from people who lived in town. So there's stories of, he'd be walking along and he'd say to a guy, I like those overalls you're wearing and I want them for my costume collection.
Can I have them?
Can I have them? Like literally, can I buy them right now? And then, they'd say, okay, let's go somewhere. And then, here's some pants and we can switch and I'll take these. And so he built up this costume thing. And then so he became kind of almost like a film director or something. And he'd say like, sit this way now, move your hand this way, now make this expression. And he would, direct.
Well, but a lot of famous, going back, post people.
Yeah.
And then they added or took out what they didn't like. I mean,
Yeah.
That's one thing I emphasize is that artists don't always leave everything in it that they see.
Yeah, and then he
Or
would.
they move a tree, or they move a,
he would exaggerate features, so fingers would be longer, facial, noses would be pointier, eyes would be bigger.
Well, it's to get a
Yeah,
expression.
but I don't think that he could have arrived at the look that he had without the use of, photographs. So that was kind of the point, was to arrive at that look. So I could see an argument for wanting to work that way. What do you guys think about, you ever see they have like these new machines? So like when, now I think I'm overdoing it, where they machine out sculptures. Have you seen those? So it's like the
You
kind
mean
of,
3D
yeah, like stone.
Yeah, they're
So
getting
like they
bigger.
have like this, it's like the kind of robots that make cars,
that can carve now, yeah.
And they have chisels on the end, and then these robots spin around and they take a piece of stone and in much, much less time than a.
Well, of
than a-
course.
So, the old ways, you would have a team of assistants, so it wouldn't be the artist, right?
But you have a robot, but someone had to plan
So
that,
the
a
robot-
program.
Right.
Someone has to create what it's going to create, unless there's some way to talk to AI.
I wonder if Michelangelo had assistants.
Oh, yeah, they all did.
Yeah.
Oh, all of them did. Because famous artists, a lot of them only painted the people, they didn't paint the background.
And then it's the artist who's doing the final surface, you know what I mean? So they say, I want this, rough, lumpy kind of form, and then I'll come in and
He's
refine
smoothing it out and,
So now they're doing it with robots. and
yeah.
I don't know, like, it's tricky, because
That's amazing.
with current technology, you could probably take it all the way. It's like, where do you stop, You could
Well, we
turn it
make-
all the way up to
Oh
a
my
finished
God, it's
piece.
10 of
Well, but we machine,
It's 10 of 9, if we have to be out by 9.
Okay.
we
can
machine
finish
things
it up.
today. I mean, you make parts for cars and everything's shaped by a computer. There's no one making a
That's
clay
awesome.
car anymore.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
coming.
Thank you. This is
Yes.
wonderful.
Thank you
I
so
hope you had
much.
fun hanging out.
Yes,
Maybe we need to make a,
thanks for bringing your books.
Yeah, sure.
Sketchbooks.
And your
Oh, yes.
photos.
Mhm.
Thank you for bringing you.
Yes.
yeah, maybe another time.